Well, pretty excited to be in the Carenado Phenom 300. It's a little bit of a deviation from our normal propeller-driven streams, but it's always fun to break it out from time to time, and I hope you guys will enjoy. We're in beautiful Jackson Hole, Wyoming, getting ready to head down to Colorado as part of the Train It Up Tuesday. Let's get started. All right, taking a quick look at our flight route today. We'll be departing Jackson on the Alpine 2 departure and then heading south to Big Piney, over to the Sweetwater intersection, down to Cheyenne, I believe. No, that's not Cheyenne. What is that? Oh, Cherokee, and then over to Laramie, down towards a familiar route towards Denver. This is DIA actually right in here, but we're going to hit Falcon, and we're going to keep going down here to Lufsea, and there is no arrival into Pueblo, but we're going to be essentially coming in from the north. At least that's what we're going to file. We're going to have to take a look here and see. This is a Denver event, so that area will be well staffed. Pueblo and Colorado Springs are the two featured airports, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like we have any neighboring centers that are on. And Jackson Hole is just kind of up in here in the Salt Lake airspace. So we will go ahead. We're going to clear ourselves essentially, and it's kind of almost a slant alpha type of route, but we are going to fire up the G1000 just because it's been a little while since we've actually actually programmed anything in there, and this is part of a test. I've been doing this actually with all of my airplanes in the hangar, and anyway, this will be another test to see how well things go, and if this is going to be reconfigured or needing to be reconfigured or whatever after my recent motherboard upgrade. So virtual GA, thanks for the raid. Good evening, sir, and Al South MIA checking in. Good to have you, gentlemen, and whoever else you brought along with you. Appreciate it. Happy Tuesday. Just throw in the flight plan here. I think we could be airborne here in about 25 minutes. And looks like our route, it's just a little over, well, what is it, honestly? About an hour 45. And so, yeah, we'll have about 3 hours of fuel on there. And I think we'll probably take it up to about 390. This thing gets up and goes pretty well. We will officially be slant Lima, just in case we have to deviate and need the ability to, potentially um, fly some RNAV approaches, things like that. That's definitely something that I don't do near enough. Okay, this is, what are we? Oh, I've got to figure out my views here, my external views. Something Hotel Papa. November 850 Hotel Papa. That's right. And we're in the Phenom. Phenom. Do I have that in here? Phenom. Yes, I do. Phenom 100 and 300. We'll take the 300, and we'll go ahead and file that flight plan again, just in case we have some ARTCC pop up here. But yeah. So let's get started. Let's see if we remember how to do any of this stuff. Okay, I've got battery 1 and 2. I think they're on. Yep, they're on already. I've got the ground power unit on. I do not need to request clearance because, again, no air traffic. Let's get rid of that. Go through the test panel here. Nothing on that.
Stall. Stall.
Definitely want to make sure that's good.
Fire. Fire.
All right, that looks to be working okay. We will make sure that the belts are on. We will, let's see, we've got a couple lights already turned on here, and that's already, oh, there we go. That'll go to bright. And yes, absolutely, Al South, you can jump up here in the front there. DeClint, hello. Hello, hello. Good to have you, man. Welcome to a Tuesday night flight, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, down to Pueblo, Colorado. All right, I do think I do have the emergency lights. They need to be armed. Okay. And now time to enter the flight plan, which probably takes the longest of everything here. But we should be okay. All right. I think I need to actually be able to type down here. Yep. So let's see. I think it makes me put in destination airport first. All right. So let's do that. Oops. Spin it up. Always takes me a minute to kind of remember where the click spots are too. That's something that I struggle with. Top and bottom here. All right. So there we go. So our destination airport is Kilo Papa Uniform Bravo. Then I need to be able to spin it over one. How do I do that? Top, bottom, top, bottom. There we go. It's that inside, outside ring thing, and I have a hard time finding it sometimes. That's really one of the very few complaints I have with this aircraft. Otherwise, I really do like it. But the click spots can be a little bit difficult. There we go. And Pueblo is the only option we have, so we'll hit enter to accept that. And then we need a departure airport here. Yeah, DeClint, it's been a long time. You've been working too hard, man. We missed you. All right, spin it up. We need Jackson Hole is Kilo Juliet Alpha Charlie. Arg. Come on, fine. There we go. What does that little red button do? Let me push it. This plane is actually fairly fairly good for me because it's pretty idiot proof. It's super automated and it's rated as the like the fastest and highest single pilot plane that you can have. So yeah, see now that put me in backwards, and that frustrates me a little bit. Okay, so we need to clear that. Either that or we need to do this. I think I ran into this once before. Little bit of a quirky thing. The G1000, it's not necessarily the best in the West either. let's put in Pueblo, see if it'll put it in the right spot there. Come on, baby. There we go. You know what I might try to do with this next waypoint? I might try to use the keypad. I honestly have not ever tried to use the keypad. I've just been spinning the knob like a knucklehead here. The keypad could make it a lot easier. All right, so where does that put that? Oh, jeez. It doesn't help me out a bit. So, all right, so we're going to have to get rid of you, buddy. Sorry. And then let's go back up here. We're going to get rid of you, even though it was saying enter in the destination airport first. So we will get rid of you. And then we got to come down here. How do I spin down? Nope, I don't want to do that. Al South doesn't like the G1000. I don't mind it. The best one that I've ever seen is the one that's actually in the Flight 1 GNS, or the Flight 1 King Air 200 in P3D. It's the best G1000 that I think they make. All right. So if we put it in here, let me see if I can do this. K kilo. Why won't it let me? Darn it. I don't know. This is maybe why I don't use the keypad. Hey, Jet Pilot Cinnamon. Thanks for the raid, my man. Hello, Titanium Druid. Good to see you guys. I take it must mean that you made it down. Oh, yay. You made it to the ground safely, which is good to know. All right, there we go. That'll help us a little bit here. Just wrestling with this doggone G1000. All right, I want to go back up. How do I go back up? Come on. Come on. There we go. I do need to select a departure. We have, I believe, only one here. It's Alpine 2 from Jackson Hole. If I can get the click spot to work. Yep, Alpine 2. What is our weather? I should probably look at that at some point in time here. Glad you made it. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for bringing a couple guys. I told you this is the boring part that I should have probably started before I went on stream. I skipped this stuff in the DC-8, but I think the DC-8's more exciting than this. Sometimes the way I fumble around with it. All right, so 020 at 3, so basically negligible. I do think we're going to go ahead and depart 19er. That's the airport that leads best into this departure. And the IDA, that's the Idaho. What is that? Let's come over here and look just real fast. Alpine 2. I don't think that's the one I want. Yeah, Idaho Falls is over here. We want Kickney. We want Big Piney. We want one of those two as our transition because we're heading east down to Denver. Yep, Kenny Monster. Not exactly hooligans tonight. I'm trying to be a little more sophisticated and fly the. All right, sweet transition. I would take that. I guess that's my only option. Fly the Phenom and just see if I can remember how to fly something that doesn't rely solely on a VOR. Although, ironically, pretty much all we're tuning in are VORs. There's not really an RNAV route that connects Jackson Hole, Wyoming to Pueblo, Colorado. So, yeah, go figure. I could do all this without really any of this setup if I really truly wanted to. But again, yeah, come on, you just got to try it, right? Okay, so let's see. This ought to speed this up. So my next waypoint is Charlie Kilo. Yep, it's not letting me do it. I have to get it to, right there. Charlie Kilo Whiskey. Cherokee. Yep, that's good. And then after Cherokee, we need to go to... actually, we need to go to a... I need to activate a... Oh, I had this problem last time. I think I remember what I did. Oh, that's zooming in and out. I have to get on an airway here. Well, we really don't. It's direct. So we'll go to Laramie next. I do remember how to do that, though, guys. LAR, Laramie VOR. Right there is load airway. So after Laramie, I do have to get on. Okay, so it's going to make me enter that again. Each one of these is just a little different. LAR, let's put this in here. That's where we enter. And then it should tell us, okay, cool. There's only so many, oh gosh darn, only so many airways. Did I do enter? Yep, and Victor 85 is the one we want. So let's see if we can go down there. All right. And then spin it up. Victor 85. Where are you, Victor 85? Oh, there's a lot of airways that go through Laramie. Go figure. Victor Zulu, Victor 4, 524, Victor 85. There we go. And we want to come out at Falcon. We're going to test and see if we indeed have the updated AirAct data in there, which I believe we do. Oh, we're going the wrong way. That goes north. Uh-oh. So perhaps we're not going to be able to use this like I'd hoped. All right. Well, there's really nothing between Laramie and our next waypoint. So it's Falcon and then Lufsey. So let's put that in there. Yeah, JPC flying that epic Victory jet. Is that Aerobask? Is that who makes that? There, it looks like a pretty darn cool aircraft. I've been looking over a few Aerobask products, and I guess I would be interested in hearing everybody's opinion on them. As I understand, they are sort of the X-plane equivalent, maybe of well, I shouldn't say X-plane equivalent of Carenado, but they're similar to Carenado in the fact that they make a really beautiful looking plane, fun to fly, lots of bells and whistles, but maybe not the total, the depth of immersion of systems that maybe you find in some other planes. I don't know. I've never downloaded one. I see they do have a Robin that's available for free that might be kind of interesting to check out, maybe get a sense for it, but I don't know. Anybody else? Anybody have an Aerobask product and can tell me kind of where it falls? I'm still learning a little bit about the different developers in X-Plane, so I'm always interested in hearing that kind of stuff. Almost there, guys. For a little short flight, there's a lot of waypoints. L U F S E Lufsey. Okay, just about there. Dirk Clint, I am flying on VATSIM. Yep, if you obviously have time, if anybody would like to join me, I'm at Jackson Hole, Wyoming, Juliet Alpha Charlie, and heading down to Pueblo, Papa Uniform Bravo, and yeah, would love to have you join, have you hop along and join us as we head south. Okay, almost there, almost there. In fact, I think that's it. I think we will put in the final waypoint's actually the Pueblo VOR. We may not need that though. Papa Uniform Bravo. Okay, enter. All right, we've got our route. Holy guacamole, that took a long time. But that's the way she goes. And yeah, it went from dusk to dark here. Took me so darn long. Oh, but that's the hardest spot. So we can get things rolling here right now, and we're ready. Yeah, we are definitely ready. Let's do the engine. Let's make sure our brake is set first, and we will check the engine levers are idle. They are. The brake is set. The engine stop start is going to be turned to start. And this is the ease of automation of this aircraft. It's just like turning a key. Hey, downwind sim checking in there. How was Snowmageddon? Well, we didn't lose power. That was good. And I survived a couple of pretty good shoveling sessions. But for me, an old man, they substituted basically for my workout. So it was good. It was darn good. Um, all right, so let's get the second engine going. Everything's spinning up nicely there, and we're just about ready to rock and roll here, everybody. Uh-oh, must have been quite the landing. Can't wait to hear about that. Oops, sorry. Trying to pull up some documentation here. I forgot about having that open ahead of time, but we have a bunch of good documentation here for these Carenado aircraft, and one of them is the takeoff performance tables. So we'll be referencing this as we go, and I need to just get a few things set here. So our weight, what is our weight? I think I'm fully capped off here. Let's just check. Fuel and payload. We are 17,000. Holy cow, we are full. We don't need to be that full. Let's go. I think I need around. I'm just going to estimate here. We're going to take a little off the top. 75%. So that helps a little bit. So that gets our gross weight down here to about 15,000. Right now it's just me and Al South. I don't know. Anybody else want to join up? I've got room here. I've got lots of passengers. No bags though. We're just heading down to Pueblo, just to have dinner. And so let me know. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay. Well, remember that's 1,583. So we'll say roughly 15,830. So 16,000. It's in between these two. So our air temperature right now, according to Active Sky, is right about negative 17 Celsius. So boy, so anything below zero, we just go to the top line. So we'll just round up. This says 103, 103, and 114, by the way. So we will use those as our speeds. Let's put that in there. Can I zoom this up a little bit here for you guys? There we go. So 103, 103, and what did I say? 114? Yes, indeed. Don't need the timer quite yet. Need to go down here. Oops, went past. Okay, I want that on, but I need to back it up. Oh boy. May just have to remember. Yep, heck with that. Not going to fiddle around. So 103, 103, and 114, and then we'll check our ref speed when we are rolling here. All right. I can disconnect the GPU, by the way. We do need to put the altimeter setting in there, 30 01. And cross-check that, 6460. And yeah, 6450 is the, yeah, so that's right on the money. So that's good. That is good. No ATC, so our transponder is going to be 2200. Okay, we will squawk Charlie on V-Pilot. We need to, let's see, what else do we have here? Pneumatic bleeds are going to have to, there's a few things here I got to kind of take care of. So the pneumatic bleeds are over here. They need to come to auto, and that needs to go to auto. Okay, and then ECS needs to go to both. All right, I think we're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, flaps, we're going to set those, we're going to go a flaps 1 departure. This is a fairly short airstrip and again, as you can see, high elevation. So flaps 1 departure, let's see what we had here. Going back to my reference charts here. Sorry about it. So flaps 1 actually is a little different here. So we have, actually, nope, it's the same. 103, 103, 114. Okay, I'm looking for my trim setting. What does my trim setting need to be? As you can see, I don't get in this aircraft nearly enough. This is all cruise stuff, so I think I'm beyond that. Well, let's just, I think what I've done in the past is I've done a pitch of about 7, and that's been pretty good for us. Kind of just a general all the way around number. We're going to go with that right now. And okay, flap set, and then we need the taxi lights to come on. And I do need to, since I am flying out of here with no ATC. Let's make sure that we are talking to people, and we're doing this by the book here. Oh, that's my nav. I'm not worried about my nav. Doggone it. 2280 is what I want. That's on the comm. See, the comm is different from the nav, Brant. Not that I can find the click spot here, but boy, struggling with that click spot. There we go. 2280. Denver Center will be coming into play at some point here, so let's, while we're on the ground, let's set 3560. And again, I just struggle finding, there we go. Look how far off I have to be to actually get that to, yeah, oh well. All right, frequencies are set. Windshield heat, I may as well put it on here. It's down here, right? Windshield heat can come on. I don't need any anti-ice right now. It's beautiful in Wyoming after, as Downwind Sim said, after Snowmageddon. We actually had a snow day for the first time in 9 years. There's the Hound checking in. Not quite there yet. I'm actually in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and I'm getting ready to head that way right now, man. So see you in about an hour 45. All right, nav strobe are already on. And release the brakes. Check the takeoff config. And nothing lighting up there, so that's good. And I think we can start our taxi here, guys. Jackson Hole traffic, Phenom 850 Hotel Papa taxiing runway 19er via Alpha, Jackson Hole. There is only one taxiway here. We have a ton of snow, by the way, up in the mountains, so I'm interested to see how well the Orbix scenery renders that. I was really impressed so far. Oh, hey, hello there. What is that, a citation? I was really impressed with Fly Tampa. The Boston scenery that I have for Fly Tampa actually had like snow banks and snow drifts, and the snow was kind of coming over onto the taxiway a little bit. It was really cool. Rock solid approach by Mr. Jet Pilot Cinnamon. Yeah, I can't wait to watch. Okay. Taxiway is clear that away, and nobody coming that way. So now we begin the long trip to the north edge of the airfield. Beautiful Teton Range to our west here. Let me actually get on the taxiway. So this is the other test that I'm doing here, not just will this plane boot up and do I have to re-enter activation code and all that stuff, but the other test is just the smoothness and the frames per second. This aircraft, maybe another, not really a complaint, just a word of warning, is that it's pretty frame heavy, and then when you combine it with an add-on scenery like an Orbix scenery, it can be a little bit stuttery. I've never had too much trouble with jacks and hole because it's pretty simple, but you know, it does definitely handle a lot better. I'm not seeing the little stutters. I don't have the frames per second turned on right now, so I'm not that worried about it. But okay, so depart. We'll brief the departure here. We're gonna depart runway 19er, and we're gonna climb straight out runway heading toward the Kickney intersection at if I can do this, at Kickney. We're going to make a left-hand turn on 119 to the Big Piney VOR, and then we're going to follow the 080 outbound to Sweetwater. That will be the departure. We need to be above 15,000 by the time we get to Kickney due to terrain. So that's pretty much it. Yep, kick me. Nope, not quite. Kickney. Like rah rah ree, kick him in the knee. Rah rah ras, kick him in the other knee. You've heard that old cheer before, right? Okay, there's a little run-up area. We don't need that because we're in the fancy Phenom. Jackson Hole traffic, Phenom 850 Hotel Papa. We're taking runway 19er, departing to the south, Jackson Hole. Happy Al South made it back from the Matrix. I was a little worried about him last night. Alright, landing lights are on. We'll line up here real fast and do a last check before takeoff. Signs, PEDs. Got to turn those PEDs off, folks. Man, it was good to have you last night, Al South. I missed your jokes. Okay, before takeoff, takeoff configuration we checked. Signs are on PED belts. Landing takeoff is set to landing, and thrust assurance check. That is working. All right, so here we go. Again, we're looking for a rotation speed of just 103. And let's have some fun here, guys. Oh, one thing I do need to do before I get too crazy here is I do need to set my heading bug, because we are climbing runway heading. All right. Oh, and the other thing I did not do is altitude. We're rocking this baby up to 390. Okay. Now we're ready. Looks like I maybe do have somebody there on the ramp coming our way. That's cool. What about 90% power here? We are departing with a slight tailwind, but it shouldn't be an issue. Airspeed's alive. There's 80. There's 90. V1 and rotates. Nose up. A little abruptly, but that's a positive rate. Gear coming up. We need autopilot and heading mode. I will take that right away. I will not be ashamed to do that. Lots to manage here. So vertical speed mode, how are we looking? How are we looking here? We want to go more than that. Leveling off a little bit, getting some airspeed. Then our climb out's going to be pretty good here, at least 3,000. As we don't want to exceed our 250, although we're climbing almost to 10,000. All right, so we're set. We have continuous climb power set, and our speed looks fantastic. Are we on? What are we on here? Are we on? Okay. We ended up a little bit left of course here. All right, let's go ahead. We'll intercept that, and we'll engage our nav mode and be ready to rock. There's beautiful Jackson. Yep, sorry, I love the, I like this plane at night. I think it's really cool. Okay, there's 10,000. We can go ahead and turn the lights off. And we can go ahead also and we'll drop our climb rate a little bit here. We'll pick up our airspeed. We do want to kind of pay attention to this a little bit. We're not intercepting that outbound very well, are we? Okay, we'll keep coming. 210. So flight plan tonight, Downwind Sim. Glad you asked. It is right here, my friend. Disregard the airways. I didn't put them in there just because they really didn't do anything for me. It's all direct, but just trying to get from Jackson Hole down to Denver, if at all possible. Okay. All right, airspeed's starting to pick it up. I'm going to decrease the climb rate to about 1,500. I'd like to get this airspeed up closer to about 300 feet a minute. Again, this jet climbs very well. It's relatively light and very well powered. So it's not like trying to get the DC-8 up to 390, but even at that, you can't get crazy with things. You have to build a little bit of momentum if you're able to. You want to build some, I should say. All right, so let's engage the nav. And now we're flying on GPS. Now we're kind of on our not quite magenta line just yet, which is because I don't have the right waypoint activated, isn't it? Oh, I was on this. Yep, I was on that. Vector, doggone it. Come on, baby. Want to go down to the next waypoint, please? Boy, one of these days you guys are going to teach me. There we go. Alright, so this needs to become the active leg. Okay, now we have the magenta line, which is good because we're coming right up on it. Just in the nick of time, huh? Okay, zoom out a little bit. Alright, I feel a little bit better there. Whew, that was a close one. Alright, so downwind sim. Ah, thank you, sir. The 727 is fixed. Delete the key and reauthorize. All we need to do, huh? Okay, very good. Looking forward to it. I love that plane, and I don't know if you guys heard or not, but there was a little bit of an issue. I don't know what's going on here, guys. I'm sorry, but we're on that leg, I thought. All right. Let's make this the active leg then. Anyway, so there was an issue with activating the aircraft, which I had already installed it. So the only reason I was activating it was just because again, I've done the motherboard upgrade, and so many of these aircraft have asked for the serial numbers again. But guys like Downwind Sim, he had just purchased it on the last FlyJ Sim sale, and so anyway, everybody that tried to activate it yesterday ran into the same problem. It was crashing on after it would load up, and so yeah, it was a frustrating day for the FlyJ Sim folks. Okay, there's 18,000. We'll go barrel mode. Standard barrel is in. Ah, you know what else I forgot to do that I haven't done because it's been a long time? I forgot. We have synthetic vision. And that could be really fun. Okay, so we'll have that on. Synthetic, do I need synthetic terrain? Yeah, why not? Now that I have the horses to run that baby, it might kind of be fun to watch. And then I like option 2 for the wind. We got a little tailwind. You can't beat that. There we go. Let's see what that does to the old frameage. And I forgot to serve pie for dessert. Yes, indeed. And I'm still not on my magenta line. So I don't know if when I activated that leg to kick me, if it was going to take me all the way back up here to that first vector point and take me there again. I don't know, but anyway, I think now we're finally heading where we're supposed to be, and not a moment too soon. So, all right, let me see. Let's get caught up here. Lots of chat messages going on, and again, I welcome the folks from Virtual GA who came over with our friend Virtual GA, and then of course the crew that came over from Jet Pilot Cinnamon stream. And welcome if you're new to this stream. This is normally a general aviation prop-driven stream, so you know, you maybe have heard of a little thing called the Bush League backcountry fly-in, and that's kind of what we enjoy doing for the most part on this stream. Decrease our rate of climb to about 1,000. We never did get up kind of to our 300 feet a minute, did we? How about we do this? Let's just level off for a sec, build some momentum. But anyway, every now and again I do try to hop in a couple of different aircraft. You know, there's just times when you need a good business jet to get you from point A to point B, right? And so that's the reason for this particular aircraft. I do have some vintage aircraft like the aforementioned 727 from FlyJ Sim, which is a bunch of fun. I have a DC-8 as well and an L-1011. I also like the DC-3 if you want to go back and fly some vintage propeller planes. But again, the most part, this is a propeller-driven channel. These are a bunch of propeller heads on the chat menu right now, but it's a very good group. And as I look through the chat window, it's actually kind of tame. I've already made like 7 or 8 pretty major errors, and usually those guys are are right on top of it as far as letting me know about those issues. So yeah, what's are you guys feeling okay in the chat window? I mean, Downwind Sim, the worst he did is say I forgot to serve pie for dessert. I don't know. Maybe they're a little off their game. It was kind of a late night last night. The GA, the Bush League fly-in went a little late. Maybe they're just still a little bit tired. All right, after takeoff checklist, our gear is up. Our flaps are, whoops. There's major mistake number 9. I blew right through the flap speed. No wonder we're having trouble with our speed. Holy cats and jammers. All right, well, that'll help. So I think we can now we can start our climb. No wonder I was having so much trouble. Let's start at 1,000, see what happens. I was starting to think maybe I left too much fuel in there and we were just bogged down, but it usually doesn't suffer for performance quite that much. Yeah. Downwind Sim, there you go. That's more like it. That's what I was expecting. Yaw damper, I can turn the yaw damper on though. Wing stab, that's on. And let's see, I'm through. I can go ahead. We'll turn the belts and everything off. Feel free to wander around the cabin and get yourself a little beverage if you'd like. All right, we're making really good climb power now. So let's go up to 2,000, see what's happening. I step away to get pie and I might miss a mistake. Don't worry, we got the eyes of Texas are upon me, I think, here, as it were. Let's see, that's it. Actually, yaw damper might already be selected. Yeah, I think that's automatically selected. I've never been able to get anything out of that. Oops, State of the Union address is coming up. Yep, that's going to be riveting TV, I'm telling you. My wife and I, Salt Lake City approach is on. My wife and I were going to turn that State of the Union address into a drinking game by doing some keywords like the number of times that President Trump refers to something as great. That would be a very good word. But Brad Zimmer looks like he's following us. I don't know if Brad, I don't know if you're part of this crew here or not, but if you are, welcome. You're in the A320, so we ought to be fairly close in terms of our speeds and altitudes and all that good stuff. So very cool, very cool. All right, everything's looking much better now. One thing though that I do want to do is I want to track north. Can I do that? There's a way I could spin it, track north. I don't like this, or sorry, north up, track up. Gosh, I can't even talk tonight. Seems like I could spin it one way and get that. Yeah, one more thing I'll have to look back at the manual to see. So Jet Pilot Cinnamon, he's got his priorities right. State of the Union in the background, Phenom 300 stream in the foreground. That's what I'm talking about. You're one up on me because I have NBA basketball on. on the background. So, yeah, I'm one of those Americans. I just am so disenchanted with politics, and I know I should be more interested, but it's just so hard when it seems like there is literally nobody that is in either of the races that has any kind of like moral compass or I mean Trump is in it for himself and I'm a Republican. This is what I know about the state of politics right now. Trump is in it for himself and the Democrats main platform is we want to get rid of Trump. Like they don't have any good ideas that they're, promoting. They just their whole deal is we want to get rid of Trump. So that's kind of what I know about the state of politics, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, 3 screens going. Jet Pilot Cinnamon says. Um, oh, watching the Devils game. Yep. So I'm watching Milwaukee and the New Orleans Pelicans right now, but a little NHL actually sounds delightful, my friend. Good call. What network is that on? I think there's some good college basketball games on tonight as well. Boy, I'm not seeing where that. Maybe must be a local channel or something right there. Nope, you didn't hear anything to the. You didn't hear anything out. Nobody heard nothing. Local games, yeah. They don't have anything on tonight where I'm at. We get Avalanche games here in Wyoming, and they're actually doing pretty good this year. So they've been kind of fun to watch. But this is kind of one of those. I refer to this as kind of the dead period. No more football, obviously. Although I do know they've got the XFL that's coming on, and maybe that's going to catch some fans. But no more football, and it's going to be a while before the basketball season, is meaningful. These games here are kind of like games 70 to 120 in the baseball season. It's just like, yeah, we're just playing them. We're just playing them because they're on the schedule. And so I bounce back and forth between NBA and NHL. Even college basketball right now is still, it's still a little ways before it starts getting good with the conference tournaments and things like that. So, yep, Al South, you didn't miss anything. It's your brain, yeah, probably fried. Yeah, I actually did. I gave my 2-minute synopsis of what I know about the current presidential race in the United States. So that's what you missed, and it was enlightening. I'm getting pretty good reviews so far about that little Discord. All right. Well, let's see. Just kind of continuing to monitor. We are passing through 340, 210 knots. The A320 may end up kind of scooting past us a little bit here, but that's okay. He's going to Denver, and so we're going to Pueblo. Pueblo's a cool town. I've been there a few times. So Colorado Springs, let's see, 9 departures, 6 arrivals. Pueblo, 1 departure, 3 arrivals. Not a whole lot going on, but we're just kind of getting started. Only the first hour of the event. It looks like LA Center has come online here as well. Kind of hoping Salt Lake Center pops in there, but again, it's a midweek event, and sometimes it's tough to get coverage. But wow, look at the East Coast. what is going on here. Just the usual busy Boston stuff going on. Toronto online looks like Cleveland Center, Washington, Jackson, Atlanta Center. That's nice. Down here is this Jamaica. Yep, Kingston. Awesome, awesome. So some good choices here, kind of in the North America, Caribbean area. South America, we're thinking about maybe doing the a bush flight, a bush league flight down there potentially. There's some fantastic territory down there. Might be in the works for later on. Europe pretty quiet as you might expect. What is this? China. All right, don't see China lit up very often. Then Australia, nice and quiet. Anchorage has a little activity going on up here. That's cool. I like Alaska. Alaska is another one of those places that we're talking about maybe having a bush league event, as there's quite a few of those types of spots up there in that Alaska area. All right, 360. We do have Alt S selected, so when that altitude gets up there to 390, it's going to level out, and we will. Right now, it's hard to see this, but we're on continuous climb, and then we'll back this off to kind of max cruise or less, and we'll see, what our Mach meter tells us here. We're not in a big hurry, but somewhere in that 0.8 area would, I think, be pretty good. Making good ground speed. Not quite the tailwind we had when we left, but at least it's also not in our face, which is helpful. Would try to give you the outside view, but yeah, I guess that's not too bad. Kind of tough to see a whole heck of a lot. There's Al South sitting right next to me. Little do most people know how much Al South and I resemble each other. Same exact. So you bought the new Phenom 300 blender, I take it. Nice. I like that. I could, if we wanted a little, we could do some upwash here if we wanted some. I don't know that does a whole lot for us. And a little bit. That gives us this light here. And then I think, I thought maybe, honestly, nope, I thought one of these popped on. Maybe it's something, these guys here get a little bit of light as well. Alright, enough horsing around there. We're just about to our cruise altitude. Speed has kind of bled off a little bit, but not a big deal. Put the inset on. I think this is where the TCAS actually appears, if I'm not mistaken. What am I on? Am I on? Transponders on. Traffic, do I have traffic turned on? There we go. Traffic is now on. Or is that off? I think that's on. Alright, let's just leave that alone. And alright, 390, we are there. I took the blender gift they gave when you purchased your Phenom. It's nice of them to throw that in. I mean, you're spending 30 mil on a jet. It's nice to get a little extra swag with that, right? How much does a Phenom cost? Maybe 30 mil is a bargain. So I never did get any Phenom feedback, by the way, on the Aerobask stuff. So Jet Pilot Cinnamon, let me ask you again: was that Victory Jet of yours? Is that an Aerobask product? Back this off to max, a little under max climb. And if so, can you confirm or deny the rumors that I'm hearing that Aerobask and Carenado are similar in terms of quality? Is that kind of maybe the right? Yeah, that's not the right way to describe it, because I don't want it to sound like Carenado stuff is not good stuff, because I like it. I own 2 Carenado airplanes, and I like them both. But I'm not looking for a study level sim when I'm hopping in the Phenom 300, if you know what I mean. I'm looking for a fun. Okay, I'm looking for just a fun plane to fly that like simulates, 90% of what I need to feel like it's, like you're not just pushing a button and, flying. You're actually doing some things. You're managing some systems, and holy cow, it was a deep 3. Well, I don't know if anybody knows, if anybody can tell me. I'm looking at the Diamond DA62 as a potential future aircraft, and so I know Aerobask makes one that's supposed to be pretty nice, and I was just curious. I also, for some reason, I am falling in love with the Saab 340, and I know that there's 2 Saab 340s. One of them's made by Carenado, and one of them's made by, oh gosh, LES. Oh heck. Anyway, so I'm trying to get some of the skinny on those 2 airplanes as well, because I could see myself, I don't really have a plane like that per se. Kind of almost a little regional type of turboprop. We have a ton of those here where I live. We used to have a Beechcraft 1900 that came in, and that was our main plane that took us down to Denver from our little regional airport. So I love me a good little regional turboprop. Those Saabs just look really cool. No, Al South, I'm not Agent Bravo 7, and I'm not going to force you to buy something. No, I'm just kidding. She never does that. But I like to, before I spend any money, I just like to make sure I've just heard from people that have actually flown it. Yeah, so the Dash 8 is another one there from oh, look at that, from Aerobask. So the look at this guy, the Hinkle HE-162 Salamander. Is that like the German version of that jet you're flying, or is this like an older brother? But yeah, I'd love a good Q400. I understand though that no, it's FlyJ Sim that has a Q400, but as I understand, they're working on a new version of that. That is awesome. I'm gonna save that and look at that. Look at that little stinker. That's cool. Uh-oh, my phone's ringing. I don't want to do it with my phone. There we go. My good friend from unrestricted land. Huh, that's cool, man. Hey, Black Fox 403. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Tuesday night Train It Up Tuesday, I guess is what they're calling it here in the VAT Sim world. And you got to be kidding me. Do you see what I see? Did I miss it? Did it start early? When did it start? 23:59, which was an hour ago, to 0200 Zulu. Is my Zulu time off here? Yeah, it's 0200 right now. Yeah, I am off. So it started at 5 and ran until, yeah, so I missed it. Well, that's bad. I feel bad because these guys set this up, and darn it, I just wasn't able to get here in time. So, well, Colorado ARTCC guys, I'm sorry about that. Thanks, though, if you watch this, thanks for putting this together. And I'm sorry I missed it. I'll definitely be, though, looking for that next flight. I like the Denver ARTCC area. They've got some really good controllers, and I'm bummed I missed this. I've been looking forward to this all day long. I just wasn't able to quite get out of work soon enough. Just kind of one of those nights. Well, all right. Stick with me, folks. It'll still be worth it. We have the dreaded top of descent coming, which I managed to really bungle last time. I'm going to try to do a little bit better here. So, and there is no approach into Pueblo, so I've got to get myself down essentially to probably 6,000 feet before I get there. And I got to just kind of look here. So we're 310 miles basically from Pueblo. It's 310 miles, and I need to lose 33,000 feet. So Black Fox, the flight plan has essentially been depart from Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and fly down to Pueblo, Colorado. We were attempting to participate in that, as I was talking about, the Train It Up Tuesday, but it's over. It's over. So yeah, we're still flying the route, living the dream, and we're just yeah. We just missed out, unfortunately, but that's okay. So what I say, we need to lose 33,000 feet, and if I descend at 2,000 feet a minute, no, that's not what I want. I want to divide 33,000 by 3. So I need to start at 110 miles out. All right, let's see how well we do on this descent. Like I said last time, I did not do a very good job at all. I was down super early. That was heading into San Diego. And what was I in? Was I in the DC-8? I think I was in the DC-8. So we're going to start at 110. So we're looking for the countdown here when this gets to 110. And I'll probably start a little earlier than that, because again, I like to kind of be a little bit early rather than a little bit late. And seeing that this is an unfamiliar, I've never landed at Pueblo, so I want a little bit of time to kind of look things over, set things up. I'm assuming that there's some kind of an approach, or excuse me, an arrival to fly. Let's just let's take a look-see. Oh yeah, we've got all kinds of approaches to fly here. We could do the ILSs both ways, RNAVs both ways, even a VOR if we wanted. No official arrival. Sorry, I think I was mixing approach and arrival up, but no official arrival into the airspace. So we're just gonna kind of skirt down the western edge of the Denver International Airspace and come in there. Welcome back, Al South. We missed you. We're just talking about future aircraft in the Melvin Leroy hangar. Because if there's one thing I don't have enough of, it's propeller-driven GA aircraft. My wish list is pretty long. It doesn't shrink very fast. But it's been pretty fun messing around with and kind of building up a little bit of an X-plane collection after years and years of P3D, which I still love, by the way. I'm not going away from P3D. I'm not P3D is bad guy. I like it. I've got it configured and it works really nice. And as you can see, there's a guy can have a lot of fun in P3D. Speaking of P3D, were you a little surprised at the Navigraph survey results? I was a little surprised that that P3D still is kind of the more, I don't know how they phrased it, but like the more popular sim, or the sim that's used more. I kind of thought maybe X-Plane was on the precipice of taking that title away, because they were close last year. But yeah, more popular used sim. I was a little surprised at that. They definitely are going to be both, I think, feeling the effects of Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. I don't know. Yeah, Black Fox. I don't know why I am. I guess I just thought that when I look at, I follow a lot of flight sim media outlets, and it's almost 4 or 5 to 1 the development or the stories that I see that as far as X-Plane to P3D, like for every one new development in P3D, I will read about at least 5 X-Plane developments. And so I guess I just felt like maybe it was finally the top dog. No, FSX does not surprise me, because I should say loved, I was an FSX guy. I would not have changed. I would not have come out of FSX and went to P3D had I been able to figure out a way to keep my sim from crashing. And I just got to the point where I don't know if it was like one add-on too much or what it was, but I had too many of those where you fly for an hour and a half and then your sim crashes on short final, and it's just like, yeah, at a certain point you just can't keep doing that. So that's and I also had a weird glitch for a while I had a weird glitch with my SciTech sort of going into sleep mode, and then all of a sudden you're in mid-flight and you don't have any throttle controls, you don't have any yoke control, or whatever you have set is what you have, and there's no way to bring it out of sleep mode. So that was a little bit frustrating. So there were just little things like that kind of added up and eventually kind of forced my hand, I guess. And I don't regret going to P3D. The reason I picked P3D over X-Plane, because it was X-Plane 11 or P3D, that was my choice, is that about 90% of everything that I owned in FSX was instantly usable in P3D. The only things that were not, I had to repurchase Active Sky, and I had to repurchase the PMDG 737. Everything else ported over. Every single add-on that I used um, worked in both FSX and P3D. So that was kind of the reason why I stayed on the, what do they call it, the ESB platform. But I also don't regret jumping into X-Plane, to be honest with you. I think it's a cool sim. I think it offers some things that are a little bit different, and I'm not gonna, get into that debate with anybody. But I don't know. Maybe I'm too easy going, too easy to please. But it's been really fun to bounce back and forth between the two. And if I had to choose, like if you told me tomorrow you have to pick one platform to fly, which would you pick? I'd pick X-Plane. I'd pick X-Plane over P3D right now. And I blame Al South MIA and I blame Downwind Sim for that. All right, guys. Where the heck are we here, by the way? We are, let me show you where we are. Let me show you. Pull over the moving maps here. We're just about to the spot where we're going to start heading south. Here's Laramie, kind of the southeastern corner of Wyoming. Then we're going to start heading south down the front range of Colorado. Fort Collins, kind of Aurora. This is the Jeffco Airport is in here somewhere. Colorado Springs was the other airport that was involved in the event that I missed tonight. And then down here to Pueblo. And we're actually tracking the Pueblo VOR, which is a little bit to the east of Pueblo. So let's just, it's probably not a bad time to just take a peek here at what's going on. So the Pueblo Airport, probably should know what that looks like. All right, so we'll be out here to the left, and with any luck, maybe we can just get a 2.6 left. We could probably go 2.6 right. 4,690 foot is plenty long for this Phenom. Right now, I do have a Colorado Springs ATIS, and let's just use Active Sky. Pueblo 020 at 5, so a little bit more out of the north. Cloudy, looks like overcast at 5,000. 399er 3009er. So yeah, overcast, but no precipitation here. Scattered at 2,500. So definitely going to be kind of an ILS type of night, which I want to do anyway, just because I want to practice loading that up. So looks like maybe we're going to have to go kind of come this way and make like a right-hand traffic pattern up to runway 35. And as luck would have it, we have an RNAV GPS runway 35 approach. What's that look like? That would bring us in this way here to Esafay? I don't know. And to Pub Cub, then to Weevod. So we would need to be down 7,100 at Esafay. So I think we may do that. I don't know that I've done an RNAV approach in this plane yet. So if we do that, where's a good spot to jump in on that here? Probably right up here at Falcon, maybe. Is that Falcon? Lufsea. All right. So I think we're going to try that, guys. Let's try the RNAV runway 35 approach. Downwind Sim and happy to help or blame. Yep. I don't mind you guys being backseat pilots. Kenny, I even said before we left, if anybody wanted to hop in, you could. And so the only one, oh, Al South, he must have went back to use the bathroom. Nobody else is here, man. Nobody else is back there. Us X-Plane flyers are backseat pilots. We FSX guys laugh. Yeah. I can't wait till Kenny gets his sim issues figured out here. I got to see that stream. All right, Black Fox. Have a great night, man. Yep. Catch up on the archive as always. Good talking to you, sir. Tell your bride hello. Hope all the little kit foxes are doing well, man. Take care, buddy. Okay, so we did say at Lufsea, so we've got about 111 miles to Falcon, and then past that's about 50 miles. So we said we wanted to be, if we were going to give away 33,000 feet, we wanted to start our descent at about 110. And I was thinking maybe going a little bit earlier than that, but now that I see we're going to go ahead and vector south of the airfield, I think I'll go ahead and start that descent, because I only have to go from 39,000 to 7,000. Let me just triple check that RNAV. 7,100. So that's 32,000 feet that we have to lose. So that's not quite as much. 106 miles out. All right, so we'll use that kind of 110. We'll just stay with that when we're 110. So that's about another 80 miles. We'll start that descent. And at Lufsea, what I'm going to do is I think I will dial up the RNAV approach. Again, there's a little bit of a glitch with this G1000, where if you enter either an arrival or an approach, even if you just load it, it completely gets rid of everything else, and all you have is the approach. And then same thing, or the arrival, I should say, and then the same thing with the approach. If I was to put in the RNAV approach right now, and even just have it loaded up, it would completely get rid of every other thing. Departure, arrival, everything. It's the weirdest little glitch. So I kind of hang tight till the very end in order to do that. I just know it's coming. Devils just blew a 3-0 lead. Sorry, JPC. Hockey is a strange game, my man. Still a pro sport I have not yet seen in person, and I'm dying to go to an NHL game. It's one of those things I just never have gone. I've went to every other pro sport, just not hockey. So Kenny, I was wondering, your profile in Discord said I hate this plane. I was wondering if it was the Corsair. I heard they're funny airplanes to fly. I don't get the G1000 analog gauges that I can barely see. Yeah, this is bad just because it's it's the screen and all that good stuff. It's really not that hard to see, but it does take a little bit of getting used to. The nice thing about this one, though, is that they do have the keypad right down below it. But again, my favorite one is still the G1000 that's in the Flight 1 King Air 200 Super. Titanium's out. All right, dude. Yep. Go get some rest, my friend. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Alright, so again, 110 is when we start our descent. We've got about 60 miles to go. This thing covers some ground, I'm telling you what. We're making 454 ground speed, and we have still a little bit of a tailwind. Looks like that United has kind of cut the corner on us here, so hopefully he'll talk to us, because he's coming in, and I would guess, yeah. So you can see everybody's kind of landed north, so I would guess they'll bring him in tight on this west side, and then up to one of the 3.5s into Denver. So there's the potential that I could kind of be in the way here. And I don't want to mess up. I don't want to get in his way. I cut somebody off on the Bush Lake event last night, and I still feel terrible about it on my last approach into Squamish. I thought I had given plenty of space, and ended up jumping right in front of him. So I feel terrible about that. Whoops. What do we have? I got a message here. Activate flight plan. So I don't know why that's saying that. Just giving us a little bit of an update, I guess, on what course we're flying. And I don't set these altitudes. That's another thing about the systems. There is a VNAV button up here, but it's not one that I've really been able to use. It does work. It is simulated, but I haven't been able to make it work very, very well. There also is an FLC button, which again, the FLC will it's really nice to use on departure, because you'll like if you set, you climb out and your speed's 240 knots, you push the FLC button and it'll climb and adjust the pitch in order to keep that 240 knots. So it's like a little bit of an insurance to make sure you don't stall out, but it's super sensitive. And like if you're a little bit below, like say you set the speed, so you notice I don't have any speed set, but say I have the speed set to 240 here and I'm at 236, it'll literally pitch down like straight to the ground to gain that airspeed, and then obviously it'll go way up above 240, and then it shoots straight up kind of like a rocket, and it really yo-yos bad. So I don't use it, and honestly I'd use the VS mode a lot more. So I haven't practiced that, to be fair, but still it's not something that I think is very well modeled, or maybe it's just my lack of skill. I don't know. All right, 141, so another 30 miles. We'll start that descent. And again, I can go ahead and pick my altitude here. I want to be 7,100. We're just going to call it an even 7,000. And we're going to be, we'll be clicking that vertical speed wheel, and we'll be descending at 2,000 feet per minute. And then we have to manually control our speed, because I'm not going to use the FLC. And try to keep our speed at a decent clip. By the way, we never did quite get up to much more than about 0.75. That's okay, because we're clear up here at 390, and we're making 450 miles an hour. So we're making very good time. It looks like we're going to be able to sort of cut right right south here, right before that United, who's probably already descending. Honestly, he's probably well below us. I think we're going to be just fine. I have not seen him on TCAS, so I think we're okay. Let's see here. Is there a before descent checklist? No, there is not. Windshield heat as required. This is approach. Engine ice as required. We don't need that. Wing stabilization, that'll come off at about 1800. We'll turn our PED off sign back on, and we'll get the weather, set the altimeter. But that's a ways off yet. Just a little bit of wispy clouds there, but again, I don't see anything on the weather radar here, and that I've got active sky that I'm looking ahead, and you can see there's maybe a little bit off here to our 10 o'clock, but we're going to be heading this direction, so I don't see much. We're kind of splitting the difference. There's a little bit of rain over here to the west, a little bit to the east, so I think we're going to be in business. All right, what am I seeing here? About 120-ish, 119. We're just about there. Uh-oh. There's a little bit of a pause. Okay, first kind of pause we had. And just like to take a second and wish a very special young lady happy birthday, Christy. Should we sing? You want me to sing tracks? Welcome to the stream. I'm not afraid to sing, buddy. Don't get me started. Jet Pilot Cinnamon, happy birthday. Alright, I'm going to start the descent here. If I get the green light from Trax 360, I will definitely break out in song. Here we go. We're going to do vertical speed mode. We're going to go 400, 500, 1,000, 2 grand, and we're going to pull back on the old thrust lever. Green light. Alright, happy birthday to you. Well, I probably should ask, do you want lounge singer? Do you want opera guy? Do you want just regular birthday guy? I mean, I can also do the middle school version of happy birthday, which is where they just shout it at the top of their lung. Opera. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Christy. Happy birthday to you. And many more on Channel 4. My middle school kids would be all over me if I didn't say, and a big fat lady on Channel 80 and all that stuff that goes along. You know, the extended remix versus Actually, I had one of my middle school kids one time requested that I do it in scream metal. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know what that is. So I looked it up, and it's like you know, that kind of stuff. I said, nah, like that ain't happening, buddy. I can do it Western, you know, country Western. So usually after I start the first couple of you know, notes, they wave me off. They give the hard pass, but it's okay. So down we go. Happy to help anytime, Trax 360. Anything for you, man. Happy Tuesday, dude. You guys and your clips. Maybe the most exciting thing you've seen on my stream in 4 months. We are flying into Pueblo. We departed Jackson Hole about an hour ago, and we had the intent of joining the Train It Up Tuesday that was happening down here in the Denver area, but we just missed it. We were a little bit late getting started, and they just shut her down. The event ended about a half an hour ago. I think there's somebody hanging on at Colorado Springs. Looks like they've got tower and ground, and then they do have tower at Denver International. But anyway, that's where we're at. So we're on descent. We technically are sort of flying right through the heart of the Denver Class Bravo, and I was really hoping for some ATC help. So we're sort of doing a little bit of visual scanning as we go, because I do see there's some planes that are coming the other way. There's an Embraer 135 that's coming up, landing to the north. I think he's well below us, and then there's an Airbus. There's an A320 that's been chasing us basically from Jackson Hole, and I think he's going to be turning around here pretty quick as well. But and then down to Pueblo, it looks like there's somebody that just landed I don't know what exactly what airplane he's in, a WW24. I don't know what that is, but anyway. So we're relying on Unicom right now, and I have not heard anybody making any kind of calls, so I'm assuming life is good. And as soon as we get to, as soon as we get to Lufsea and we start heading south, then we're gonna load up the RNAV runway 35 approach. It's gonna be two things that are brand new for me. I've never landed in Pueblo. Actually, I've never been to the Pueblo airport, and I've never shot an RNAV approach in this aircraft. So you've come at the right time. You missed out on me fumbling with the G1000 like I usually do for about 20 minutes. In fact, if I would have been better with the G1000, maybe I could have actually been in the Denver airspace in time. But it's becoming tradition, I'm afraid, in this plane. All right, speed's doing good. I'm not, again, we could zip it up there and be at 280 right now if we wanted to, but like I said before, I kind of really want to be able to have a look at things and not be in a hurry and make sure that I'm getting down to altitude. My math skills aren't what they used to be. Oh, cool. The synthetic vision's picking up. Suppose those are towers? What would those be? Oh no, those are just kind of those are just markers for airfields. Awesome. Colorado 42. That's probably something that that the Bush hooligans ought to check out there. Very nice. Okay, so again, when we get down here to Lufsea, we're going to turn south. I'm going to lock the heading in, and then I'm going to go ahead because we don't have, after Lufsea, we're just going to the Pueblo VOR. So we're just going to go ahead and keep flying south, essentially. And then when I get the RNAV loaded up, we'll see which waypoint we can go to, and kind of plan from there. That initial waypoint there, that's the we were saying that's the ESIF or ESIF, I don't know how you say that. That's got to be 7100. That's what we're on our way down to right now. But we're going to be coming out here somewhere. And so, yeah, there's going to be, we're going to go south a ways. You know, what is this, 10 DME, I think, probably to ESIF. That's my plan, and we're sticking to it. 8 miles, just about there. Just about there. Then, that's when the magic's going to happen, my friends. Has anyone tried the Discord shortcut link that I have up there? I had heard, I had an old one on my intro and outro screens that somebody said it had expired, and I didn't know if that was if this new one I generated was working or not. I always enjoy connecting with you guys outside of the VATSIM world. And I'm starting to come around to Discord. I'll be honest, I was a little bit like what's the need for it? But it's a pretty cool tool. All right, here we go into the soup. This is going to be all the way down to about 5,000. It's overcast at 5,000, and it's there's some scattered stuff at 2,500. So we've got that going for us. Al South is back. Al South has probably got 4 projects going on right now, if I know him. All right, make that turn. We'll let our GPS needle get centered out, and we're continuing down. 3001 was the altimeter. Nope, 3009 is the altimeter. So let's go ahead and set that before we forget. 3009. That's Pueblo right now. Just about on our course here. Wind is fighting us a bit. Now it's 37 knots. Looks like it's coming kind of off the about the 230-ish range. All right, update the heading bug, and heading mode we go. All right, so now this is the unknown. We're going to do procedure. We're going to come down here. We're going to select an approach into Pueblo. That's good. That's what we want. Oh, rassafras. We're going to look for the, not the ILS. We want the RNAV 35. Well, there's the GPS 35. Uh-oh. Which I think is the same as the RNAV. Is our transition Orway? No, it is not Orway. Okay, so let's come down here. It should be ESIF. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Stano. That's Stano's to the west. Orway is no idea. Those in Vigil. Vigil's to the south. Oh, Orway is what we want. I'm sorry. I wasn't looking at the right spot here. So Orway is right here. It's off screen somewhere. So that's definitely the one we want. All right. So enter. And we don't want to load. We want to actually activate it. Boom. And let's watch what happens. See, everything. Yeah, now it's making a liar of me. All right. So we are, oh boy. So we actually should have been in that a little bit sooner, I guess. All right, well, let's see where we're at then. Let me just look and see where we're at. So we could come in here. Okay, so we can do Lufsey to the next waypoint. Let's do that. Let's spin this down, and let's make this the active leg. And yeah, that looks good. Okay, so we can actually just go back on nav mode. That's going to make a little slight course correction. Nav mode. Thank you. Make a little slight course correction there and get us back on track. Now south is leaving again. Okay, see you in a minute. Oh boy. So let's see. We've already messaged each other on Discord, Brant. Am I psychic? Yep. What does your glass ball say about your landing rate? It says, I like this. I like landing this plane, man. This is a good plane to land. I'm gonna butter it. That's what I'm saying. All right, so through 13,000. So we're going to be down, I think, plenty early, which again is fine. Boy, our speed is really climbing up here. I don't know why that happened all of a sudden. We must have had a little, yeah, the wind let up. So since we're going to be below 10,000 here shortly, let's at least get our speed down around 240. Yeah, I'm with Downwind Sim, by the way, Trax 360. I need to know a little reaction from Christy. I'm assuming that's your wife, or potentially a daughter, or some family member. I mean, you just don't embarrass like your friends like that, like you would your family. $10,000. We're going to go ahead and put our landing lights on, and again, we have to tell everybody time to turn your PEDs off. We're going to turn the wing stabilizers off. We don't need any anti-ice at this point. I'm going to update my heading bug. And again, as I look at my approach here, the final approach course is 350. Of course, it's weird to not dial in a localizer frequency, but Mr. GPS is going to take care of all that for me. All right, let's spin it down here and kind of see how we're doing. Yeah, we're going to be in great shape as far as our 7,000. So I'm going to even back this off a little bit here.
Sink rate.
Yep. I was worried I was going to get that. 500 a minute might even be more appropriate, but we'll get it leveled off here at 7,000, and that will be right at that transition altitude, and then we can get everything else sort of situated here. This looks like, as I'm looking at this looks like it does have us approaching from the west, but as I look at this now, guys, I think maybe I screwed up. Here's Orway. I think we need to, this is going to take us right over the top. We don't want to be, we're not trying to fly some back course here. What in the world's going on? All right. Yeah. Oh boy. So it did not do like we had hoped. It's taking us to Pub Cub, which is not what we need. So that's a bummer. That means I'm going to have to kind of probably just do this. I don't feel like going clear out here to Orway. That's not even one of my options here. All right, let me just, what did we have? All right, let's try one more real quick. Select approach. I don't want the ILS. I want the RNAV as well as the GPS is what it's calling it. 3.5 four-way transition, but it has all these. Oh, I'm really afraid if I do this, it's gonna really screw things up. Yeah, it's Lord only knows where it's turning me to the Pueblo VOR anyway. Well, dadgummit. I guess if we're gonna do that, we might as well just come off of this and just fly it visually. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do, folks. That was a bit of a failed attempt there to fly a GPS approach, but that's okay. That's okay. So
500.
Too low terrain. Too low
why
terrain.
didn't it stop here?
Too low terrain. Too low terrain.
Yes, it is too low. Holy cow, 5,000. I'm scud running, guys. All right, autopilot. You're coming off. Whoa, that was a radical shift. All right, 280, 206. Sorry. Now let's get things mellowed out here, boys and girls. Vertical speed. We want to climb back to 7,000. I don't know why my altitude was not set for Alt S, but it was not. Okay, autopilot heading. Now we'll climb back up. Whew, that could have been bad, guys. Okay, time to climb back to 7,000. Do I have Alt S set? I don't think I do. I'm just about to say, heck with this. Getting kind of wonky. We're just going to fly this bad boy by hand here. And I can see roughly where I'm at, thankfully, on the... We're going to just kind of make a right-hand pattern. I'm going to get it back up to 7,000 because that's about where I should be. Pueblo itself, altitude of 6,300. No, that's Pub Cub. Altitude of 4780. Got some people trying to land, I think, there. So, Pueblo traffic, Phenom 850 Hotel Papa. We're entering right-hand traffic pattern for runway 35 Pueblo.
Hey, we can talk on Unicom.
Just about had to have whoever that was send the search and rescue. Okay, well, so much for all that rest of that good stuff. And I don't have, I need to, I guess, get a visual on the airfield if I'm going to land there, right? Seem to be, I think I'm going pretty well right by it. Am I going right over the top of the dang thing? No, it's just off to my right. I'm probably right over the top of it. Trying to vector my way out here just a little bit. Okay, well this is quite definitely as bad of an arrival as I've done, and that should teach me to try too many new things. We're going to get well south of the airfield, try to get turned around. In the meantime, there is no localizer for runway 35, but I know that they're all landing that way, or at least they were. And the winds still favor that, 020 at 5. It's not like it's a huge wind here, but I still think that's the way to go. So I think we're going to be all right. Now, ref speed. So the ref speed here, our rotation was 103. I'm going to use that as essentially the ref speed as well. It's right in that neighborhood. It really is a plane that can come in nice and slow. It's pretty amazing how slow it can come in, but that's what we're going to be using. So let's do this though, just for some references here. So we need an approach course of 350. Let's spin that course knob around. There's 350. So we are kind of on the downwind right now, although again I think we flew pretty much right over the top of the airfield. We'll come out here to where we were planning on, that Asifi or whatever, and so we're sort of flying the visual, but we're kind of trying to fly the RNAV by hand. I don't know. You guys in the chat are having fun, I can tell. I'm sorry I can't respond. I promise when I get on the ground though I will have full rebuttal. Pueblo traffic, Phenom 850 Hotel Papa. We're going to turn the right base runway 35 Pueblo. So we're a skosh high. We can come down a couple hundred foot. We may just have to go straight base to final here because I think we're pretty tight.
Sync rate.
I'm not sinking that bad, buddy. Come on. Come on. That guy's a little sensitive. I think I've scared the computer a few times, so he's like hypersensitive to me not being right on the money. Yep, we're gonna have to just go straight to final. At Pueblo traffic, Phenom 850 Hotel Papa. We're gonna continue to final runway 35 Pueblo.
Pueblo traffic, November 822 Juliet Hotel, holding short runway 35. The Phenom, I have you in sight. I'm looking forward to your landing.
850 Hotel Papa. We're a ways out, and traffic we're 10 miles out. So if you guys want to head out, that's fine. 850 Hotel Papa.
Roger, Juliet Hotel. We are going to wait for you. I got some run-ups to do. I got some housekeeping I got to take care of before I can line up.
Roger that. 850 Hotel Papa.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate.
I don't like the sync rate guy, by the way, in case you don't know. All right, so there's our blinking lights. I think we're in the neighborhood here. Whoa, boy. I'm getting some, I don't know what that was. Let's go ahead and bring the speed down. We need to start getting ourselves configured here.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
Oh boy, I'm getting beat up a little bit here. I didn't see it list turbulence as being an issue with that, so I'm getting a little bit tossed around right now. I need to get down to flap speed. I'm going to just try to stay level here. Pub Cub, which is still coming up, I need to be at 6,300, so I'm in the neighborhood there. My poppy lights are showing I'm actually a bit low right now, so speed's coming down nicely. Landing lights are on. My altimeter is set. I'm more or less aligned with the runway. Apparently I've got a little bit of an audience down there, so shaky arrival, but let's see if we can make the landing a little bit better, make up for it. We are really fast right now still. I'm going to toss a notch of flaps in here, see if we can't get it slowed down. Now there's Pub Cub, and we're just a little bit higher than what we should be. So we're going to start that descent. I'm basically back to idle right now, just trying to get slowed down. Somewhere about 700 is going to be good, but we got to get slowed down. Second notch coming in here. We're looking for 103 as our ref speed here, so you can see we're 50 knots or so too fast. thing does have excellent brakes. It does not have reversers. It has really good braking action.
Check gear. Check
Third notch.
gear.
Gear is
Check
coming down.
gear. Check gear.
All right,
Check
it's down.
gear.
It's down.
Check gear.
Almost down.
Check gear.
Anytime now. There it is. And gear down. 1, 2, 3. Green. Got a little bit slow. A little bit low, I should say. Not slow yet. I'm getting my speed back under control here, though, so that's good. 3 notch of flaps. We have one more notch that we can use if we need it. Add some power back in. We're slightly fast, but I need to get back on that glide slope. There we go. There's the traffic that's holding for us.
500.
All right, final notch of flaps coming in. See if we can get down at least in that 103 neighborhood. I would be happy with that if I could get there. Yeah, we're not going to be too far off. Just a tiny bit low. There's our 103. Add that back in. And we end up there's a little hill there. Wow. Was not expecting that. And oh, there's like a little bit of a threshold there too. Okay, well, we're down maybe just a hair.
We have the traffic for 822 Juliet Hotel.
Man, here I was thinking we would have one full stream without that happen. Okay, Jane, how do I get off this? How do I get off this? Oh, you got to be kidding me. Is there no? Is there? And departing traffic, unfamiliar with the airport. Is this a back taxi runway, or is there a taxiway down here toward the end that I can hit?
I'm sorry, I can't help you read either. I can check my map real quick. Actually.
All right, according to my charts, I'm going to have to back taxi, so I'm going to do a real quick 180, and we'll back taxi, and then we'll exit. We'll make a left-hand turn on 26 right. Oh, we got somebody coming behind us. Crap.
Roger, let me know. I may have to get off the runway. Juliet Hotel.
This could be interesting, guys. May go off-roading here. That guy's on final. I had no idea. I guess I could have went all the way down to the end there. He's on final, right? At 850 Hotel Papa, we're just going to hang a quick left-hand turn and we're clear of the runway. We're off on 26 right.
Let me know. Runway clear, Juliet Hotel.
And 850 Hotel Papa, we're going to just be taking a right-hand turn here on, looks like Alpha 3 to clear 26 right. Or, excuse me, 26 left.
I see you as runway 35 clear. Can you report clear?
We are clear of runway 35, 850 Hotel Papa.
Roger, put the traffic, number 822 Juliet Hotel.
Well, the only good news is Slant Alpha did report that the V-Pilot folks are aware of that problem and they have a fix in the works, but it's long overdue. I tell you what, that's a frustrating glitch. My goodness. All right. Well, so the yeah, so the arrival not great. The landing, eh, not much better, but a little better. I was kind of low, and then I didn't realize that I needed a back taxi to get the heck out of the way. So it made it exciting, if nothing else. And my scenery,
Clear the traffic on the 82 Juliet Hotel, runway 35, clear.
my scenery looks absolutely nothing like what I'm seeing on the chart. By the way, it's default city, as you might imagine. So we're just going to kind of come in here and find a place to park. We're going to call this the FBO. Oh, there's the FBO because there's the trusty gas pump. We're not going to go clear the heck over there. We're just going to come straight in here and call it good. Let's go to taxi lights, and we'll clean the flaps up. Oh yeah, we got a spot right here. This looks like a spot just for us. So, all right, the good news is the Phenom's working. There was no major configuration issues that I had to address, and so that's a good thing. That means we can just keep it in our regular rotation, and when we need a biz jet, this will be ready for us to use. So that's a good thing. And that was kind of one of the main purposes of tonight's flight. The bad news is we missed the event. So again, if you're a Denver controller, I apologize. I was running a little bit later than I had intended. Well, I wasn't running later than I intended. I just knew that I wasn't going to be able to get going until 6 o'clock my time, which was only left me an hour to make it from all the way all the way down here to Pueblo. So anyway, at the end of the day, I didn't make it, and I apologize for that. You guys do a great job. Thanks for setting this up. And yeah, sorry that I missed it, but we'll definitely be on the lookout for future events. All right, let's hear what's going on chat-wise before we wrap this baby up here. So, oh my goodness, I'm not reading this at all. Blah blah blah. Downwind Sim has a hard time with the sanctity of the stereo cockpit, by the way. I might be lost. Yep. Okay, here we go. What's okay. Stabilinators. Yep. The stabilinators are good. Go back to kick me. All right. Speaking of sync rate, in the Corsair, I think my screen went black because you were stalling and so it simulates blackouts. I think one of my planes in X-Plane, I noticed, like the Kodiak, it simulates a blackout and a red out. That was new to me. And Downwind Sim reported that I might be lost. Indeed, yeah, I think I was a little bit there. Kenny Monster is being lost. Just keep going in circles until you find some sort of marker. Yep, it's kind of what I did the other day when I was trying to make it into Cache Creek. We did make it down, though. Holy cow. We can type whatever we want now. Al South is checking in on what Kenny Monster's flying. Stand by for the fireball. Yep. I'm looking for the obligatory ouch my back comment here. I'm just not seeing it here. So, check gear. Yeah, that guy's loud, isn't he? He's kind of, I don't know, pushy. Okay, oh, there was the, ouch my back and then ouch my ears. They're Clint jumping in there. Please, somebody come up with a solution for that. Please, please, please. And then let's see here. The hair running down my spine hurts with that screeching. This baby has good brakes, though. I tell you what. All right, so and then Jet Pilot Cinnamon, see you on Thursday night. And well, here's the deal, man. It may be because I've got to work a little bit later, but here's my plan. If I'm not there to start with you guys, I will still jump in where I can and try to join you at least for a portion of it. I got called into work a little bit Thursday that I wasn't expecting, and so I'm helping a buddy out there, and I can't miss that. But I will definitely, if nothing else, I'll be on to give you a hard time, kind of like downwind sim does. But let's see what keep Al South. Okay, Kenny's sharing something with Al South. All right. Well, anyway, I'm gonna call it good here. I do want to say, as long as we're talking about next Thursday, just to talk a little bit about what's coming up on this stream as well. So we did plan, and we still are planning. We may be. Sorry, I got to load my Discord to get to my stream schedule here, but we did plan on flying with the Virtual USA Flying Club, and they're going to be doing an event there in the New York area. They've actually managed to talk the New York ARTCC into coming online and providing some coverage as they do the Hudson River flight. So that should be a lot of fun. And again, if I'm running a bit late, so be it. I'll hop on there in some way, shape, or form, I'm sure, and try to participate in that event. And then coming up this Saturday, I'm going to be breaking out the PMDG 737, and again, that's another airplane that I haven't loaded up since I've done the computer upgrade. So I'm just curious to see how it responds and all that good stuff. I don't have a destination in mind for Saturday per se. I'm going to just kind of see what's cooking ATC wise. And then that's pretty much going to be the rest of this week. Next Tuesday at this time, by the way, the Chicagoland Challenge is going on February 11th, and I'm going to be back in the King Air 200. I thought maybe that was going to be a plane I was going to have to retire, but a fresh install has fixed a couple of the mistakes or a couple of the problems I was having. So the Flight 1 King Air 200 Super it's back in the rotation, and I am super pumped. I love that plane. So we're going to be doing that with the Chicagoland Challenge. That'll be this time next week. The rest of the stream schedule for February, by the way, is there on my Discord, and again, that link hopefully is working that you see splashed across the top there. I'd love for you to stop in and say hey, and I enjoy connecting and meeting new friends and all that good stuff. So but I think that's going to do it for me tonight. It was a good flight. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. It makes it a heck of a lot more fun when you guys are around, giving me a hard time. I appreciate that. New people that stopped in, hope you pop that follow button and come back and join me again later on. I'm a kind of a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday guy mostly, unless we have something crazy fun going on like we had last night. But everybody else, you guys have a really, really good remainder of your evening. We will be looking for you on the TCast, and until next time, take care, everyone. God bless.